What's going on, everyone? This is Fighting Words with Kev and Shelz. I'm Shelz.
Kev, 8 Count Sports, man. 8 Count Sports. What's going on, bro?
Yo, last night was a crazy call, bro. UFC 299 from Miami, Florida.
Yeah, man. Bro. Crazy card, crazy weekend, crazy all that. But we gonna get to the card first, man. You lived up to the name, man. Mystic Shelz.
But I do think it's gonna go all 5 rounds, so. And I see O'Malley coming out as a victor, though.
You see O'Malley coming out as a victor?
Yeah, his striking's too elite, man.
Championship statement.
Mystic Shelz. You called it. You called it.
O'Malley showed himself this time for his first title defense. One thing I'll say about that is he had issues with not knocking out Chito Vera. For all those who know, he had a 5-round masterclass with Chito Vera. He showed off his striking ability. He showcased why he's one of the best strikers in the UFC right now. Here's the funny thing about that. There were doubts about his ability to go with the 5 rounds because he never went to 5 rounds. And I think this was a great way. His first title defense, this was a great way for him to show the rest of the bantamweight division, I'm here and I'm here to stay. 5 rounds, 1 round, 2 rounds, however you want to do it, I'm here to serve it. It couldn't have gotten any better way for my man O'Malley. The Sugar Shot kind of got in a better way. If he had knocked Chito out, there's still probably been doubts about his ability to go 5 rounds. But because he wasn't able to knock Chito out and went to 5 rounds and dominated the whole 5 rounds, I think the best round Chito had was round 4. But even that was enough to for a clear victory. It was perfect. This was perfect. This is perfect, bro.
He corrected the score. He corrected the score.
More than corrected the score.
He corrected the score. I mean, after the fight, he said he's still undefeated. I'm not going to say you undefeated, but what I will say is he is better than Chito Vera. Like, he corrected the score.
In this situation, a trilogy is not needed.
Oh, no. It's not needed. I thought watching the fight, it was apparent that early on that O'Malley's speed was an issue. Footwork, hand speed, everything was timing. Everything was an issue for Vera. And what Vera needed to do in this situation was to throw with O'Malley, to take the risk, to throw with him. And he was tentative in doing that, and you can't blame him. You know, when the most dangerous punches are the punches you can't see. And when somebody's going that fast, when somebody's that quick, and you decide to throw with him, there's going to be things you're not going to see. So he might have saved himself from getting knocked out by not throwing with him per se. It seemed like later on in the fight, he started to commit to it, and he started to do better. I actually thought round 4, he busted O'Malley's nose up just with aggression. When he started to really, put his foot on the gas a little, I thought he had a lot of success in that 4th round. O'Malley still, I thought, took the 4th, but I mean, that's the most I've seen anybody touch O'Malley up. Had his nose busted at the end of the fight. He hits him with a body shot.
Yeah, that body shot.
And I'm saying to myself, if he would have, it's interesting to see. Maybe he would have got knocked out if he would have been more aggressive earlier. But
I don't think he would have got knocked out, Kev. After that
who's to say? Who's to say? He was covering up a lot, bro. He was covering up a lot. Yeah, but you got to look at it, bro. You saying that knee wasn't followed up by anything. If you stand in the pocket and you throwing like that, O'Malley might have landed a knee, a hook, another knee, a uppercut. Like, it might have been a combination. so it might have been more behind that. So I do think if Vera would have put more, I would have liked to see him put more caution into the win, but I can't blame him for not. He got roughed up, man. He was lumped up, everything. It welts, all kinds of stuff.
You don't blame me. This is a shot for the title. You got to put it all out there. What you mean?
That's easy to say, bro. If you're not a guy, you got to understand what guys, okay, so if you're a fighter that's more of a calculated fighter where and you're attacking, you're more patient, that's not your style of fight to actually put yourself at risk like that to get. I've never seen Vera fight in that way. So if you're not accustomed to being reckless like that, you know it's a tendency to not do that. So it's a conscious kind of, it's a I'm pretty sure Vera's been fighting since he's a kid or probably teenager. So that it's almost like a defense mechanism that it's hit and not be hit. So as soon as you see yourself in danger or you see the incoming, you kind of freeze up. You would kind of it would be defense first or reflex instincts. I have to save myself. So to go in there now, if that's not you, to take caution into the wind, if that's not you, you're not gonna just you have to kind of prompt yourself to do that. You'd have to go the extra mile to do that because that's not what you normally do. He's an excellent striker, but he's more calculated. He's not going in there just winging punches. So, but he had to kind of do that. He had to throw it O'Malley, and that I think it is a tough task, and he wasn't willing to do it for enough of the fight to get the win.
All I know is that whenever he had somewhat of an upper hand is when he was willing to put it out there.
Yeah, agreed.
So that tells you that was his only chance at claiming the victory. Mm-hmm. And one thing that one of the reasons why I picked O'Malley over Chido is because O'Malley's such a sniper.
Yeah.
That if you give him any leeway, you're putting yourself at danger for a KO, if not losing the round and having to catch up. Yeah. And Chido is known for being very slow in the first round.
Yeah. Yeah.
So off rip, I already said to myself, when these two fight, the first round is most likely going to go to O'Malley already. And by that first round, O'Malley would have found his pace, and the momentum is not going to turn from there.
Yeah, but I thought, but with Chido, like a lot of times, with the exception of the Sandhagen fight, he kind of figures you out. He's good. He's good at kind of there's a filling out process and a lot of times early in fights, because that's a lot of guys start slow. It's a filling out process. You seeing what a guy does, you kind of downloading and then you start to implement what you want.
Get away with that way.
Bro, we talking about one of the. I'm not, I know I'm not being a slave to the moment, but bro, we talking about one of probably the best strikers in the history of the UFC right now, in the history. So maybe not O'Malley, but in 90% of the other people he fought that's high level, it probably worked. This is an exceptional talent right now. Huh?
Well, we're not talking about any of the other 90 fighters
that's what I'm saying.
Could have been across the octagon from. We're talking about specifically O'Malley and Vera, and what worked with another fighter would not work with this exceptional talent. So
it worked, but wait a second.
I'm saying, if you're
it worked against O'Malley last time, didn't it?
No, it did not.
Yes, it did. It did. Yes, it did.
I'm not gonna say that.
Okay. He ain't beat O'Malley last time?
That was a fluke.
It's a fluke? So because O'Malley won this time, it made it a fluke? I don't think so.
The manner in which you won.
He won. He was patient, wait for his shot, and caught him. Caught him in back of the leg.
The dominant manner.
In which O'Malley won? He won. He's the better fighter.
And I feel he was the better fighter the first time.
He lost the first time. You can't take that away. That's a part of anything. When the lights come on, whatever happens. It's not. I can't take that away from Vera, regardless of what O'Malley did.
But you could argue that if O'Malley's leg didn't go out, the fight would have went differently, just based on this performance.
You can argue that, but what would I'm sorry. I guess you could argue that. I'm more into what actually happened. What happened? He lost the fight.
What actually happened?
He lost the fight.
O'Malley's leg went out and he couldn't defend himself.
He lost the fight, but why did his leg go out? It just went out by itself? No, he got kicked behind his leg.
It was a kick behind the leg.
Okay. If he didn't get kicked behind his leg, would his leg have gone out? No. Okay. That comes with it. That's as good as a knockout. It's as good as like saying, oh, if this dude didn't land this punch, like if Anthony Joshua didn't land that right hand, same thing. He got hit. You got protect yourself at all times. You do your best to protect yourself. You get cooked. These are the great, bro. These are some of the greatest fighters. You think Cheeto just threw that kick out of nowhere? He's training to do that. A whole 8-week training camp. He happened to land it. It looked like nothing to us, but it was something. He beat him. You can't take it away from him. But what O'Malley proved last night is that he's by far the better fighter. Like, this is not a question anymore. He put it to bed.
Laid to rest.
No doubt. So
the only thing I didn't like about well, not the performance, but and this is going on to the next topic, which is what do you think is next for these two fighters?
Yeah.
During O'Malley's post fight speech, he called out Topuria.
Yeah. You got a problem with that?
Instead of like, I have a problem with fighters with champions calling out fighters from champions from other divisions without first handling their own division. Like, there's still fighters in his division. Like, he did call out Merab later on during the speech, but that should have been the first call out, Merab or even Sandhagen. Like, dude. So you don't
we getting back into the, we about to we just had this argument with Leon Edwards. We going right back there again. Why is the onus on the champion to pick, to be fair? Like, I don't you call out who you want to call out.
So you don't think that's you don't think there's an issue? You don't think there's an issue with
no
fighters calling out?
Absolutely not.
Champions calling out champions from other
absolutely
divisions?
not. The fighters don't make the rankings. The UFC makes the rankings. So the onus is on the UFC to make these fights. As a champion, you will call out who you want to call out. He want to be great and go into another weight class, fine. I don't see a problem with that. I think it's up to the UFC to withhold the standard for each division. They're the matchmakers, right? It ain't the fighters, it ain't boxing. It's the UFC, right? So okay, so Sean O'Malley called somebody out. That's cool. I mean, it's up to the UFC. So I can't. How can we blame Sean O'Malley for wanting to fight somebody else outside of somebody that's in his division? So he's a shot caller. He's the champ. He beat the greatest bantamweight of all time. He beat him. And he just beat this dude right now. Vera. Okay. I don't have a problem with you, but so let's fast forward. Who would you like to see him fight then? Because we just agreed to disagree on this notion. So who would you like to see him fight next?
I definitely like to. I think the best dude in the bantamweight division right now is Merab. And as the champ, you're supposed to take on the best in your division for the sake of the legitimacy of the belt.
So
that's why I think you should fight next.
Is O'Malley legitimately the bantamweight champion of the world? He is the legitimacy, period. Right. He's the legitimacy. He calls what it is.
As a champ, for the sake of the division, for the health of the division, you take on the best.
You think Merab is the best?
Right now, definitely. Who's better than Merab in the bantamweight division?
I would like to be honest with you. I've the two names that I've mentioned in regards to Sean O'Malley was Vera, who probably wasn't deserving based on his rank, which is cool. I just like the matchup. Prior to, in hindsight, not in hindsight, I like the matchup.
There was a story.
And the next name was Corey Sandhagen, who's more than deserving. Who actually beat Vera already, who just got the title shot. Corey Sandhagen, and I think he should be fighting Merab. Next person gets the shot. Merab and them been turning shots down because they didn't want to fight Aljo. Who fault was that? And not that I have a big issue with it, but I mean, they wanted to give him a shot prior to this. And now you got Sandhagen right there. I think that he should fight Sandhagen for that shot. I would like to see Sandhagen, but I'm gonna be honest with you. When he called out Topuria yesterday, I was hyped. I was hyped. I like the matchup. Topuria is an animal, and Topuria, if I'm not mistaken, actually fought at bantamweight in the UFC before moving up to featherweight. So it's not like it's a size disparity. So I like the matchup. I like the matchup. I would like to see what O'Malley looks like with the extra weight. And considering his size is already 5'11", he might carry the weight. He might be a monster at featherweight. He might be. or not, or maybe though that size advantage works especially great with the smaller bantamweights. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out for me. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think Merab. I have issues. How does Merab get inside on O'Malley? He's smaller than Aljo. Like, how exactly is that going to work? So I'm not saying he can't pull. Maybe he's a bit more aggressive than Aljo in ways. Maybe, but I don't know. I can't see. When I think of guys that would beat O'Malley, Merab is not the first name that comes to mind. So but he is deserving. So I don't mind the matchup. As a fan, I don't mind. But to me, Topuria, and I would like to see him fight Sandhagen. It's two different styles of striking. They're both tall, rangy. It will be interesting to see how O'Malley deals with that style, because Sandhagen is very versatile. Not only is he good with his striking and a bit awkward with it, he can do other things as well. I think he's more well-rounded than O'Malley. So I kind of like that matchup. He can make it messy too. So I kind of do like that matchup as far as people that can possibly beat him. But to me, the Topuria fight will be crazy. Topuria is for real.
You know what's crazy? Yeah, he is for real. But even he tweeted at O'Malley saying that you already have a fight in the division with Merab. Take care of that one first before you even look in my direction. That's not verbatim, but that's basically what he was saying.
Yeah, I saw it. I thought that was whack.
He wasn't interested in the fight either. He thought that was whack. Why he thought that was whack?
Like, come on, bro. Come on, man.
You want to see it as whack?
Come on. He just said he didn't want to. He jumped out in the jump and said he wasn't really interested in fighting Volk. Volk. He said that, but then he kind of dialed it back and said, oh, well, whoever the UFC throws at him. I'm looking in the featherweight division. Max Holloway is taken. He's fighting Gaethje. He doesn't have a partner, bro. Yeah. Who's the next guy? You gonna have him fight Korean Zombie and all of these dudes that we don't see fight? No, I would like to see him fight O'Malley. For the featherweight division, I think could you imagine O'Malley? What if O'Malley fills out at featherweight physically? He's already bigger than Topuria. What if? You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of intrigue in match.
You think it's a low key? You think it's a low key cop out?
I was surprised I was surprised that was his response. I'll put it to you like that. I was surprised that was his response.
So that sounds like a nice way to say that was a low key cop out.
I thought it was, but the way he beat Volk, I can't really I can't really say nothing bad about Topuria, bro.
Right.
So what do you think is next for Vera?
For Vera. That's a good one. Who I think should be next for Vera? I think Vera should fight Chito Vera. That's a good one.
Stumped.
You go first. I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get back
what?
to that one.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, the bantamweight division.
I got one. How can I? Henry Cejudo. Henry's coming off a loss.
2 losses
against Merab.
2 losses
against Merab. Huh?
He's coming off for 2 losses.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the last loss. We're just talking about what happened the last fight. He's coming up for loss against Merab, who I think should be next for the title shot anyways. Mm-hmm. So if you want to keep your name alive for a title shot, I think you should take on Henry Cejudo.
Well, I'm gonna knock that a little bit. I think Cejudo should retire. I think he should retire. I think he should retire. Before this fight, before the Merab fight happened, he was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And then he turned around and says he had to pay his sparring partners more so that to knock him out, something like that, from extra motivation. And I'm saying, if you're gonna do all of that for motivation, it seems like you're not as motivated as you used to be. Like, you're not maybe as hungry as you used to be. And let's be real. And let's be real. He took. Remember when he retired and stepped away the first time. It was a bit of a chess move. It was
a chess move.
It was a chess move.
It was a game.
And he sat out for 2-3 years. Maybe, and I don't mean this in a bad way, like, because these are prize fighters at the end of the day. Maybe he's doing it for the bread. Maybe that's why he came back.
I don't think he's doing it for the bread. I think he did that chess move for more bread, but you know what I think it is with Henry Cejudo?
Yeah. What do you think?
Let's see what you're gonna say.
But how do you? Let me ask you, how do you exactly? I mean, I'm not counting anybody's pockets, but when you make, I'm going to assume that the lion's share of the money that's made from a prize fighter is by fighting. I would assume that. That's why these guys fight for, are always arguing about, going back and forth about pay. That's why this is the topic that always, if it wasn't a big deal, you wouldn't hear about it in MMA, right? So to sit out 3 years, bro, and now come back, and now I have to do all of this extra stuff. I just think he's not as motivated as he's probably one of the most accomplished fighters in the UFC's history.
And I think you hit on the nose with that. This is what I believe. First of all, if it was about money, I don't think he's sitting out for 3 years, bro. You know what I'm saying? I believe.
But what do you have coming into those 3 years? I'm just saying, like, if your main means of income, and we're assuming this, is you're a fighter, you're fighting, right? You're in the UFC, which is the biggest platform, and you sit out 3 years, and this is a company now, which has been. If he sat out and that was a chess move to make more money, wouldn't that tell you that the money that he may have been making at the time for him wasn't enough? And to now sit out 3 years without a bout? These guys fight probably two times a year, right? So that's 6 payments.
I think it's deeper than that. I think you say he's one of the most accomplished fighters, which means he's been competing. Like, and it's already known that Henry's been competing since his whole life been dedicated. His whole life has been dedicated towards competing in sports, being the elite athlete that he is. And when that is your entire identity, to all of a sudden stop it, it's like, what else do you do from here? I think where Henry is where a lot of athletes find themselves when they're at the end of their careers. Like, what I'm gonna do now? And I think with what Henry's trying to do is that he's just trying to do what he always known that what he always been doing his whole life, which is competing. Competing is all he knows. So at this point, the motivation is just to compete for the sake of competing. Because you even hear like, he even says stuff like, if I lose this fight, I'm gonna retire. That's him just trying to motivate himself. Like, I need to win this. And when he doesn't win, he goes back and said, "Nah, I can't retire like this." I don't think this man is ready to retire. The original retirement was a chess move, but he never had any intentions of completely leaving the octagon. And he's at a point, I believe he's at a point right now where he's competing just because he loves it so much, and he doesn't know what else to do.
So why would you need that motivation, bro, to pay sparring partners more? To get, in his words, I believe the term was so that he could be more motivated to come into gym and to be sharper. And why would you have to do that?
If money was a stressor, why would you pay your sparring partners more? If money's already tight, why would you give them more money?
Because it's better than the alternative. Maybe he was getting whooped up.
I don't know about, but
maybe he was throwing them around.
If money's the issue, if money's the issue, you're gonna give them more money. And I would like to believe that all these fighters know that one day their career would end and the money train would end. So you have to put your money in places whereby you could live off of this money for the rest of your life. So if after 3 years money's an issue, it will mean that you didn't really do right by you didn't really do right by your. You didn't do right financially.
Okay,
And I'm not saying
that's
that's
foreign.
impossible. You're right. That's not for you, right? But it is.
Not
You're
just
right.
fighters,
It's
everyday
definitely something.
people. You know what I mean? Like that's not.
Yeah,
That's
everyday people. You're right. Everyday people, especially with athletes, when that's
yeah.
all they do to make their money. But I just don't think money's a motivation
I
for
don't
him.
think so.
It doesn't seem like. I don't seem like it to me.
Then why not go somewhere
But you don't
else?
think? Hmm?
Then why not go somewhere else?
Wow. Like where? Like Bellator?
Yeah, PFL. Why not?
I mean, if
You've
money,
already
if money
won in
was
the
the issue,
UFC. I mean, you've proved you're the best in the
yeah,
UFC, right?
but I think that lends more to my point. If money was the issue, then yes, go to Bellator, go to PFL, where they'll pay you more for easier fights. But no, if it's about competition, you stay in the UFC, which is the premier promotion.
All right. I still
Where
think he
you
should
align your
retire.
identity with.
I feel you.
So
I
if
feel
you
you.
think he should retire, who you think Cejudo should
Vera.
not Cejudo
I think Vera.
you think Vera should
That's a
fight
hard thing.
next?
It's a hard one. He's coming off the loss. He was already ranked number 4. Who's in that? That's what, bantamweight. He already lost to Sanhagen. He already beat Rob Font. He's kind of like stuck between a rock and a hard place. I can't really say, to be honest with you. I would like to see him fight.
Status?
Huh?
You think he about to get up in that? He about to head into that gatekeeper status? Like if you beat him, then you could get a shot to the title.
No, I won't say gatekeeper only because I think he's. I know I'm not so sold that O'Malley's gonna stay there. Maybe he might try to defend. Maybe he might try to defend in both divisions if possible. But if O'Malley leaves, I think he's good enough to beat the rest. He did lose to Sanhagen, right? He did. Maybe. No, that's a good point. That's actually a good point. Because that's a loss. Yeah, that's not a good. And Sanhagen is a contender. Yeah, that loss right there is would take him out of the driver's seat along with last night's loss. I don't know. I think he's just stuck in no man's land right now. Because the division, he already beat a lot of the guys. We talking about Rob Font. Rob Font is probably like number 5, number 6. When you look above that, you're looking at the guys that's lined up for the title. You're looking at Sanhagen. You're looking at Marab. You're looking at these Aljamain Sterling. Well, no, Sterling moved up in weight, right? So I mean, he's kind of he might be at that gatekeeper phase because he's not going to get another title shot for right now, and nobody below him that I've seen can actually beat him. So right now, he's just kind of.
Who should take on?
So
who should he take on? Who should
I
he
guess
take on?
Cejudo. I guess Cejudo. But I'd be like, I think he put. I think we put it on Cejudo, but I guess Cejudo is kind of in no man's land too. They're both in the same spot. That's a good pick. I mean, I just think Cejudo should stop fighting. Because
but he was crazy. Cejudo's calling out no, not O'Malley. He's calling out Marlon.
Very?
No,
Then
not
that'd be the
Marlon.
next
He's
fight.
calling out Brandon Moreno.
Oh, go back down and wait? Wow.
I remember he called him out. Oh, that's what he suggested. I think he suggested that for Cinco de Mayo or he said that the real Mexican versus the American Mexican. That was his pitching point.
That would be a goodie. I guess if Cejudo could still make the weight, yeah, that'd be. I mean, would it be a goodie though? When guys get past that 35, guys get older, bro. And this is the UFC. How much times we had this conversation? Guys that were great champions all of a sudden can't get a win to save their life. Can't get a win. And it get worse. After a while, it get worse. Like, you're going to go down in weight. You got older and you're going to go back down in weight against these young dudes. Them young dudes, Brandon Moreno is an animal. Them young dudes down there. And then the champion, I can't remember his name. Oh man, his name is slipping. These dudes are animals. Like they worse than the bantamweights.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think he should retire before he. I say this respectfully. Gets. I feel like somebody gonna hurt him. Don't get me wrong. He's competitive. I get that. But these dudes, he's been fighting the right. Not want to say the right guys, but these guys are wrestlers, and that's what Cejudo does. So like he hasn't fought. You imagine he getting in there with a dude that can strike. I know that he's an accomplished wrestler, but these guys now they could defend a takedown. These dudes this is a different breed of MMA fighters coming around right now. This is not Cejudo. Maybe Cejudo's dated. Maybe he's dated too. Maybe it's evolved past him now. He hasn't won. He didn't win when he came back, so he hasn't won in 3 years or 4 years. That's that 3 years in the MMA. That's a bro. Remember we laughed about last year with Kamaru Usman with the Three Kings, and we like that seems like forever ago, and that was only a year. So Cejudo been out 3 years and hasn't won since he got back. Okay, and that's against wrestlers. That's his bread and butter, wrestling. That's his bread and butter. He can't beat none of them. So what happened when he get in there with guys that's doing more than wrestling? So we'll see.
We'll see, man. But let's stick to the card at hand.
Oh man,
the co-main event for UFC 299, lightweight bout between my man Dustin Diamond Poirier and Benoit
Denis.
Saint Denis.
Denis.
This was a good fight, bro. This was a good fight, man. Like
fight of the night. You got it for fight of the night? It was 2 rounds of fury.
2 rounds of pressure from Benoit. Like this shows the expertise. Like this shows the expertise of the veteran Poirier, because he did not crack under pressure at all. Mm-hmm. Like he seemed very comfortable in the pocket.
Yep.
And both rounds very comfortable in the pocket. So
comfortable being taken down. Dude had his back. Dude had Poirier's back. He was all over him. He took him down, had his back, everything.
No crack. It was just straight intensity that we expected from Benoit.
Yeah.
And Poirier did not crack under that pressure, bro. He did not crack until he caught that second round TKO.
Poirier is a bad dude, man. This is a bad dude. As a matter of fact, if you didn't know already.
Ali, if you should know by now, but Ali stated that since no one else is fighting Islam wants to take him on in June.
Take on Poirier,
yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. I feel bad for Gaethje because that's supposed to be Gaethje's shot.
But Gaethje's already dealing with Holloway.
Oh man, okay. I don't mind it. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind it. I definitely don't mind that fight. And I feel like
that
Dustin may have gotten better since his last title fight. I mean, against Khabib. I'm not really factoring the old Oliveira. But Oliveira is a different animal, though.
Yeah, it's about to say he did out of his folks. Aside from this, well, now up from his last 4 fights is he won 2 out of his last 4 fights.
Yeah,
he lost to Oliveira, won against Chandler, lost to Gaethje, and won against Dane Sani.
Yeah.
So he's very even though he's still the diamond, it's still iffy. How do you think he will go against? How do you think he will fare against Islam? Because that tweet by Ali.
It's gonna sound surprising. I actually think he'll do pretty well. I thought when he fought Khabib the first time, he did pretty well. And I think he's better now. I think his ground, he showed himself in that fight. He handled himself very well on the ground against Khabib, who's the man of men, who's top dog in that department, mauling guys, and he held his own. And I think he's gotten even better. He's been on the only person that really took advantage of him on the ground was Oliveira. And he handled himself well against Chandler. We seen it again last night against Denis. He had his back. He was on him. And Poirier didn't panic. He didn't panic, found his way back up. I feel that because it's hard to say, but if Poirier can entice Islam to stay on the feet just a little longer than he might want to, just a little while longer, because to me, between Islam and Khabib, I feel like from what I've seen from Islam of late, I feel like he's on his feet a lot longer, earlier, and a lot longer than Khabib.
He definitely more comfortable on his feet than
yeah, and I think in that comfort may lie an opportunity for Poirier. Islam has been knocked out before.
I'd love to see that fight because, like I said, Ali's.
To me, Poirier is deserving. I just think because Gaethje beat him last, that it should have went there first. But Gaethje is definitely deserving.
Took a risk, came off the win. I don't see no reason why he shouldn't go for the belt.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this match, it was Ali had a better idea than I had because I figured he should fight the winner between Gaethje and Max Holloway. But this makes way more sense. If Islam is willing to take him on.
I would veto that because he just lost to Gaethje and he beat Holloway already. That fight kind of happened already.
He lost to Gaethje, but remember it's 1-1, so they could have.
Yeah, but that's not right to. Nah, but the thing about that, yeah, but still, if Poirier beats Gaethje and that was on his way to a title shot, nobody said they should fight again. Gaethje beat Poirier. That should be on his way to a title shot before they fight again. If you're gonna lose a fight, there's repercussions to losing, bro. You're gonna lose into a title shot. Meanwhile, the guy that beat you, now understandably he has a fight now, so I get it. But I mean, if there's no fight between, if both of them don't have a future opponent, the guy that won that fight should be elevated to a title shot first. It defeats the purpose of them fighting each other. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's what I would say.
Get that, but in fight Islam is definitely a good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That'd be a bomb burner. Until Islam decides to take it to the ground. That's the way I think there may be some separation.
Well, let's see if it even goes down. Let's see what happens hopefully in June.
Mm-hmm.
What about my man Benoit Saint Denis?
There's a guy. So Saint Denis was definitely a lower ranked fighter. What was he, number 12 or something like that? Top 10?
He was ranked number 12. He was ranked number 10. He was,
right. So
top 10.
because of his performances, they shot him up to the top. Well, he shot himself up to the top. I mean, he's getting finishes. I don't want to say they didn't give him anything. That kid earned what he got.
He earned it. Mm-hmm.
There's a guy that fought Gaethje like 2 or 3 fights ago named Rafael Fiev, something like that. I don't know if you remember him. He gave Gaethje all he can handle. And this fight was parallel. I felt like this Denis fight was parallel to that because Gaethje gave him a shot. And the kid gave Gaethje all he can handle, and then Gaethje at the end pulled through. I would like to see Denis fight Rafael. I like that match. 2 dudes that's aggressive. I like that matchup. And the winner could kind of, they could permanently catapult, into the next, the next guy. You have your core guys, your Gaethjes, your Poiriers, and what have you, but kind of, where Dariush was, technically.
You know what? I like that. That was not. I had Drew Dober, but
All action, yeah. I ain't mad at
That
that.
wasn't a but I like your idea more, but I gotta concede that was a better that I would rather see that. I think it would be more
Because
action
he's
packed.
proven, Denis proven with the almost like Islam. Remember when Islam was coming up, and it was like, oh, but he didn't fight anybody in the top 10. The manner in which he was winning was
Yeah,
kind of indicating that, okay, he's not
he was
your
ready for the
average.
spotlight.
Yeah. And I think that may be the case here. This loss might make him better. You know, maybe because he was a bit reckless, just coming in. He was just walking. To
Walking
me, he was
shoes
just
down.
walking in. So maybe with this, he'll he'll up his game some in the experience department.
All right, no doubt, no doubt. I'll take that. Now the
Right,
third
right.
bout, the welterweight. It's
Yeah.
MVP's introduction into the UFC. And who was at the welcoming party? My man Kevin Holland.
Mm.
What do you think about this fight, Kev?
This fight, what's interesting? Before I was thinking MVP. Bro, let me back up. Let me rewind. Going into this fight, what we were saying in the pre-fight, was basically that this is one of those typical fights where you have somebody that was great outside of the UFC finally comes into the UFC, and he fighting somebody in the middle of the pack in the UFC. But the stigma is that UFC fighters are so much better that this would be one of those fights where, the guy from the outside might lose anyway. This fight, bro, I'm going to be completely honest, and this is going to transition into, for Holland at least, what's next, which is a big I don't know. I feel that he could have beat MVP. But I feel like Holland, the issue is he doesn't have an identity as a fighter. Somewhere that got lost. I don't know where. There was a point where he had won 4 straight and it was like, who is this kid? He has a load of talent, but he has no identity, bro. And I think he's lost it. I don't know if he'll ever get it back. Maybe he needs somebody in a different corner. I don't know what it is, but he just, he reminds me of, you ever see, like we hood. You ever see like I play ball. You'll see dudes that'll be in the park that's nice, like all the talent in the world, nice. But if they actually play in an organized situation, they can't put it together. They don't have the maturity or the professionalism to put it together. Like it can't put it together. And they don't, not only can they not put it together, they don't strive to actually put it together either. Like they're okay with being where they are, who they are. And 20 years later, like, yeah, I was nice back in the day, and you'll have somebody in the hood vouch for that, and they'll be okay with that. As opposed to having that maturity. That's Holland to me, bro. There's certain fights that I've seen from him that just turned me off. Like I think the Brunson fight where he was just getting taken down and he was making a big joke out of it. The Thompson fight where it was like you have all the advantages in the world and you're just there getting your face kicked in. And I don't know what I'm looking at, bro. Like I don't, all the talent in the world. I'm watching him in MVP, and what I'm seeing out of him is if he was more dedicated or at least more mature in those earlier fights, I think he would have reached a level right now where he wouldn't be having these issues. I think he would have handled MVP, bro. But because he's not sure of himself, MVP is now giving him different looks. I'm sitting there watching it, and now he's confused. He doesn't know, and I'm just sitting there, MVP is just doing all kinds of stuff. MVP was frustrated. Holland has him down. I never seen Kevin that frustrated. Bro, I just feel like Holland should be levels beyond where he is right now. His talent indicates that, but his maturity and his professionalism doesn't. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't match. So I feel like his identity right now is a bit lost. And I don't know how he's going to get that back. I don't know where his future lies. Maybe in BMF, maybe the next up for the BMF belt or something like that. But I don't know if just being the draw is more important to him than winning. I get that impression. That's the impression I got in the Thompson fight. Like, nah, I just want to go out there and put on a great show, and if I happen to win, hey, great. That's what I'm getting from him. So I don't know, bro. For MVP, it was a good win. Somebody said made the order. I don't know if it was DC. They felt that the opponent was made the order for him, which may be true. I would like to see him again. The number that jumped out to me, bro, was 36 going on 37. I'm just like, damn, you kind of late to the UFC, man. There's some young, hungry dudes in there, bro. So it was a good win for him. I liked the showmanship. He has skills. We all know he got skills.
Greatest walkout ever. That's one of my favorite.
Oh, the Undertaker. I liked it. I liked it.
Walkout.
I liked it.
Izzy's Undertaker walkout.
It's Izzy's, right. Yeah. I was like, who's done this before? It was Izzy.
Definitely Izzy.
But what'd you think of the fight, man? What you think?
Bro, I think he was just frustrating the hell out of Kevin, bro. It was those angles, his angles and his footwork were so awkward that Kevin didn't know what to do with it. Until Kevin was so frustrated, he imitated him a little bit and showed like, yo, let's fight. Like you know you lost when you tell the dude let's fight. Yeah. That means the dude is doing what he has to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's tapping you up, and you know what's crazy about MVP? He's able to maintain a crazy distance, but he's so fast, he's able to strike you from that distance and go right back to his position.
Where he was, yeah.
That was Kevin. Like he caught Kevin with a couple overhead rights.
Yeah, right. Yeah, bro. It was the right, yeah.
Bro, from a distance that you think like Kevin is safe. Nope. Strike him and go back. And it was pushing the hell out of Kevin, bro. With the age, yeah, that might be an issue. But I think he's just here to enjoy himself, bro. I think he's here to have fun. He's here in the UFC. He's gonna make a couple $100,000 a fight. Do his thing, have a little fun.
Right.
You know who I think he should fight next?
Who?
I think he need to fight. He need to fight Wonderboy Thompson next, bro.
That'd be nice.
That's who he needs to fight.
That'd be nice.
They both up there in age. They both,
that'd be nice.
A-list strikers.
Yeah. That'd be crazy. That'd be a crazy fight.
I want to see that. I mean, that's good enough for that's good enough for to headline a fight night.
Nah, yeah, most definitely. It's about the welterweight division. That's a stacked division. Well, you know what? That's an evolving, changing division.
Yeah, but those two dudes are vets. Wonderboy MVP are vets.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you got Luke Vicente there. You got that'll be I like that fight. I like Neil Goff. I mean Jeff.
Okay.
Jeff Goff. It's Jeff Neal. Excuse me.
Neil Magny too.
Yeah, but not. I would like to see him against the strikers though. MVP.
Okay.
The more strikers, like dangerous.
He just have fun. He just here to have fun.
I mean, I know the expectations aren't high, but in that division, I mean, when you look at the division, there's probably Ian Gary. Mm-hmm. There, it's a changing division. Remember, we talked about that with Covey out, with Kumaru out, Kamzat's not there. We're gonna get into Burns. That division is it's changed. It's a new crop. These guys are probably gonna get elevated into top 5. I'm thinking about it. When you really think about it, it's a whole new different breed. It's a different breed there. So I think Holland probably will end up fighting Jeff Neal maybe. I was just thinking about it, or maybe Luque Vicente. That can happen as well. I think they're closer in rank. That'd actually be a good fight. I know I'm kind of critical of Holland, but he's so talented, bro. And it's just, I think he needs a voice. He needs somebody in his corner, like something. Because is it just me? Like, it just looks like, it's just, you could sit here and say, oh, it was MVP's trick. I'm like, but what about the fight before that? And the fight before that? And the fight before, it's like a laundry list of fights. We were seeing that. So hopefully he can get it together because he's fun to watch. And he's great for the cameras. He's great for the, you know what I mean? I liked when what's the name was doing the at the weigh-ins and he
grabbed it too.
Yeah, he's fun, but it's just winning time. It got to be winning time, no? You gotta put at some point you gotta put that stuff away and lock in and win, man. Come on, man.
Nah, I agree with you, bro. I ain't mad at the assessment, bro. I ain't mad at the assessment at all, bro.
So next, we gotta get into this. The pre-fight, I wasn't really interested in talking about this. You were Gilbert Burns.
How can we not talk about Gilbert Burns, bro?
Because it's
welterweight.
Because it's like he never going.
He's a welterweight icon, bro.
Icon. All right.
I mean, he's a welterweight. He's a fan fave, bro. He's a fan fave.
In Brazil, maybe. Nah, no. Listen. He's well-rounded, well-schooled, and he should have received a title shot. Like I think he got gypped out of the title shot for being hardworking.
Should have.
For being hardworking, taking what the UFC gave him.
He already did have a title shot. He already did.
Should have got another one. He should have got another one.
True.
He should have got another one before a lot of these other guys. He should have got another one. Hardworking dude. I respect Gilbert Burns. Hardworking dude. Very well rounded. Mix it up. Wrestle you. He can do it all. He's starting to get long in the tooth. And what do we have here? Changing of the guard.
Mandalena.
Yo, I thought, you know what's so crazy about this fight? The fight where that turned me off the most with Gilbert Burns was the Tony Thompson fight, where he just grabbed him. As soon as he grabbed him and held him down, nothing, it just held him down for like 3 rounds. I'm like, yo, he got in trouble in this fight in the 3rd round and resorted to that. But surprise, Mandalena had something for that. The knee. But
let's go before the knee. He was able to roll out of he was able to roll out of the takedown. We got to start there. He was able to roll out of the takedown, then give him that knee. Mm-hmm. And then it was over from there.
That was a vicious finish too, man. That was a vicious finish.
I didn't know how bad it was until the ref pulled Jack off of Burns, and Burns was just flat on the canvas,
laying there.
He was just laid out. I'm like, yo.
I think his head might have hit off the mat a few times. He really let loose on him.
That was a serious.
Yeah. That was here to stay, bro. Yeah, he's here to stay. I mean, with everything going on at the top of that division, I wonder who he'll fight next. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he did call out Robert Namaroff.
Yeah, the boogeyman.
Butchered that name.
Yeah, boogeyman.
The boogeyman shock, and if he beats him, that's yo. Watch this.
I know what you're about to say. I know what you're about to say.
When Jack Della Maddalena, they're gonna fight. When Jack Della Maddalena fights Rachmaninoff, whoever wins, they're gonna get the title shot before Bilal Muhammad. They're gonna get the title shot before Muhammad, bro.
I think the UFC is having issues.
First here on Fighting Words.
I think the UFC
is the issue, bro?
What I think, I'm just thinking about it right now. I think they're having issues marketing that fight because I don't think they can main event that on a pay-per-view. I think that's the issue. I'm not saying they shouldn't, but I think maybe they feel like. Well, what do you? If you're gonna co-main it, I mean, you can do that, but how long do you have to wait to do that? I mean, because UFC 300 is booked.
Look how long Bilal been waiting for the title shot, anyways.
Oh,
it's so crazy now. Bilal was never a fan favorite, but it's so crazy that even the fans say like, "All right, Bilal, he needs to get the title shot. Like he deserves it." Like Bilal is becoming more popular, huh?
No. I'm saying he should have really got the last one. He's still deserving. I mean, my opinion, he should have got the last one. I don't know what that was about, but
bro, that's everybody's opinion. He should have got it many moons ago. But the issue at hand is there's still no serious talks about Bilal Muhammad taking on Leon Edwards for the belt.
that's because there's a lot going on.
I'm telling you, bro. Huh?
There's a lot going on. They were talking about Islam at one point. Islam at one point. Wasn't that?
But that's how you. But you see, and that's my point. How you talk about going to another division where there's someone in your division who clearly deserves that title shot?
But here's my thing with that. Why do you keep? I know I'm sounding like a broken record. It is not the champion's responsibility to withhold that. The champion can go. Then who are we talking about? Put a name on that. Who are we talking about? Who? I ain't know whoever. Who's responsible for this?
All right, watch this.
Come on, man.
Let's.
Because it sounds like you just because you're not being.
Hold on, Kev.
Okay.
No, Kev. No. I'm gonna go what you said. You said there's a lot going on right now, right? Say what you said. You said there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
And
Muhammad, they were talking about Islam.
Who's they?
Islam called out Leon Edwards. So that was a name. That I'm just saying from the perspective, that was a name that he called out Leon Edwards. That's all I'm saying. And Edwards seemed interested. He seemed interested. More interested than Muhammad. I'm just saying.
So because Edwards is more interested in Islam than Muhammad, he should fight Islam.
So when you say he should fight Islam, you're asking me as a fan, or are you asking me in fairness? What are you asking me? Because
I'm asking you as a fan. You said that
as a fan, I don't.
There's a lot going on in the background.
Yeah.
Islam is speaking of Islam is talk. It seems like he's interested in the fight with Leon. And Leon sees more interest in the fight that he with Islam than he is with
That's how it comes off. That's how it comes off.
The way you proposed it, though, you made it sound like it's a justification as to why Bilal shouldn't get the title shot.
Oh no! I'm not saying that, but I do think the UFC. I think this. I think that's a bigger fight. I think that's a bigger fight. And I think that's a fight that you can market. You can market that fight.
It is definitely a bigger fight.
And it's something you can market. Right?
Okay, let's
and wait. Oh, no, go ahead. Don't let you lose your point. I got my point. Go ahead.
Finish your point.
And if we're talking about fairness, I don't think this is an unfair bout either. I think that Islam meets the criteria to move up in weight. I think he has about three to four title defenses already, doesn't he? What, 3? He beat Oliveira and Volk twice, right?
The champ wants to skip all the people in the video. That makes sense. I get that.
How much? Yeah, that's 3 defenses.
I get that.
That's Aljamain level.
No, I totally get that. But here's the thing.
And Leon and wait. And Leon Edwards himself had. That's what he has. 2 defenses. He has about 2 to 1 the belt and got 2 defenses, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he ducking. He's not ducking Muhammad. I don't think that's what it is.
Okay, but here's the thing, though. Islam is out the question. Hypothetically, Islam should be out the question. Should be out the equation because Ali just said that he's interested in taking on Dustin Poirier in June. So how?
What do you always say about that?
What?
Until the ink hit the yeah, man, come on. He's interested in fighting Leon Edwards too. It's the same interest.
So we're saying that Bilal Muhammad is such at a it's in a situation whereby he may have to wait until Islam fight Poirier and then Islam fight Leon Edwards before he even thought of getting his title shot.
What is Poirier doesn't? You're saying that's not gonna happen. He's not gonna have to wait too. But I'm saying who's gonna get it first?
That's who. Look how long he's been waiting anyways.
No. He's not gonna have to wait. You can't, if Leon Edwards isn't fighting Islam, he's going to fight somebody else. There's no interest for the UFC to shelf Leon Edwards, any champion. That's not going to happen. He's going to end up fighting Muhammad.
Right. So it goes back to my original point. If Islam takes on Dustin Poirier, which was the last call out, which to me means this is who he's interested in right now.
Interested. That's not a call out. If I'm saying I'm interested,
it's not a call out. But this is the guy who, but from that camp, from what's being presented from that camp, the whole Ali management camp, Islam is interested in Poirier in June. Okay. So now, that being said, there's still a fight on the table for Leon in the guise of Bilal Muhammad.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, I'm pretty sure the UFC is going to find some way to finagle they're going to make Jack Della Mandela and Shafak Rakhmonov a title contendership match. They're going to present it as such. I don't think they're going to give Bilal but that immediate title shot, bro.
But the thing with that is, even if they book that fight, Leon Edwards, they're not gonna have Leon Edwards on the shelf for that whole time. That fight's not even booked yet. So you're saying they're gonna book that fight, which would be 2 months. That's a 2-month wait if you're just booking a fight. Then he's gonna wait another 2 months to book the next fight, which would be the Leon Edwards fight, while Leon Edwards doesn't defend. That's not happening. That's not happening.
How soon you think Leon's gonna fight again?
He wants to fight soon.
He wants, but how? No, I'm asking you how soon.
They're not gonna keep him shelved for that long. He's gonna fight. If honestly, they probably got something signed right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they had something signed right now. They're just sitting on it. He's gonna fight soon. They didn't get him in for 300, but
you just don't think it's gonna be Bilal Muhammad.
It might be, bro. I'm not saying it's not Muhammad. I'm just saying it could be anybody. It could be there's about 2-3 different. But the whole Rogdomov and yeah, that whole wait for them to fight and then book a fight after that, that's not happening. Leon Edwards gonna fight before that, before all of that, before that unfolds. No. Now, what I will say, they might just give Rogdomov a title shot straight up. I wouldn't be surprised about that. I would not, because they never did they ever guarantee Muhammad a title shot? Did he have like a number one contender shot? Definitely. When he fought Burns, was that for the? Did they ever say that?
No, they never. Bro, it's so bad. I think they'll promise it to him and still not give it to him. He will do all the things that he's supposed to do.
Muhammad beat Burns and Thompson, right? Tony Thompson, right? I think those are his last 2 wins. Those are good wins. Those are 2 good wins. But I mean, I think he should be the number one contender. I'm pretty sure in the rankings his name should be number 1. I think the only fight that would trump. See, I don't know. Because if they don't promise, a lot of times, bro, when they say they're going to give a guy a title shot, when they say it, 9 out of 10 times they give it to him. They do. If they didn't say that, then I don't know how that's going to play. Maybe he going to have to win another one.
Man, that's crazy, bro.
You going to sit there and wait on it? No, he going to win. It's messed up. That's what happened to Burns. Burns kept fighting, and then he eventually lost to Muhammad. It's the same exact person he was.
Even Burns got his title shot at least. You know.
Yeah, I'm not saying he shouldn't get the he's deserving. He's legit to me the number one contender. I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying I do believe that Leon Edwards has earned the right that if he wants to have a champ on champ fight, I think both Edwards and Islam kind of earned that right to have that super fight. If that's what they're gonna do, I don't. And maybe Muhammad got to win another one. Maybe he got to do more. Sometimes when you're not that guy, that marquee guy, and it's messed up, sometimes you got to do more. It be like that. Leon Edwards had to do a lot more, right? He had to take fights against Hamzat and all of that. Dudes wasn't even ranked. They took him off the rankings altogether, bro. Telling him to play ball, bro. They even tell him to play ball, that he did all of that. And Leon Edwards had to do, bro. So don't think Leon ain't shedding no tears for nobody. I'm just saying, generally speaking. So maybe in order to become the champion, to be the man, he might have to do a little more, or a lot more. I want to call it a little. Beating the boogeyman ain't gonna be a little.
Nah, maybe he gonna have to call out Hamzat. We might have to do that.
I say call out this Ragomedov. Call out the boogeyman. Man, clean the division out for real. Clean it out so that there's nobody left. Maybe that's what he got to do. He's deserving, but maybe how bad do you want it? I think that's what it's going to come down to, bro. How bad do you want it? You going to sit and wait on it, or you going to go out there and take it? Man.
You heard it here, Muhammad. You might have to fight the boogeyman, bro. Even though he should be considered the boogeyman, but whatever.
Yeah, he is. He is in some ways. Who
you think Burns should fight next? I got Covington, bro. Covington or Ian Gary. Even though Ian Gary wants Covington, I think if Covington's not
Covington right picking and choosing, bro. I don't think Covington would even take Burns, to be honest with you. Burns dangerous. He's still dangerous.
So then Ian Gary. Because if Ian Gary beats Burns, Gary should be interested in that kind of fight, because if he beats Burns,
but you know what it is though. For me, yes, it would be great for Gary. For Burns, though, it
would be great for because Ian Gary's a high-profile name. So if you beat him, your name is still kept alive. At least for some, maybe you may be like a fight away for another title shot. And on the other side, Burns at this point is like a gatekeeper. He's gatekeeper status at this point. So if Gary beats Burns, then he's in the conversation for a title shot. You know what I'm saying? So
I hear you.
Because then Ian gets to call out Jack Della. He then gets to call out Shamrock. He even gets to call out Bilal at this point if he beats Burns. Like he'll be up there to be able to do so. But it'd be good for Burns too, like I said, because of the name that Ian Gary has.
I guess so. I just feel like Burns is kind of over, bro.
You've been had no love for Burns, bro.
Nah. I respect Burns. I just think, you know, so it's a shame that when fighters, you know, a lot of times we get on, you know, people get on boxing, or people jump on a fighter that doesn't take every fight or doesn't do things like that. And then you see a guy that does take every fight and does play ball, and he don't get the opportunities as the guys that, you know, that seemingly cut corners, and it's messed up. And that's what I think with Burns. I mean, that Covington title shot should have been Burns, but Burns stepped up and fought the boogeyman, who was Muhammad. He fought him, and he fought before that. I can't remember the other. Burns has been active, just in the gym training. I just think he's so deserving of the title shot. And now you're seeing that thing where he's having issues stringing the wins together. Now you're seeing them losses starting to pile up. He's 35 now, and that's how this thing goes, man. So I don't. You talking about Gary? I'm like, that's cool. I mean, but I guess for me, to where Burns was and kind of seeing where it's going is kind of like.
I just think. Well, this is why I said Covington. I said Covington at first. I did say
Covington ain't fighting. He's not gonna fight Burns.
Well, then he got
Burns. Yeah. Well, yeah. It makes sense. It makes sense for Gary especially.
It makes sense for both of them.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
You have an up and coming guy. You have an up and coming guy who has a name behind him. You have the legend on the other side. If the legend beats the up and coming guy, his name's
He's
still
still
there.
there.
He's still, yeah, he's still there.
Still there.
He's still there.
He's still there. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, I'll take Gary. I'll take Gary. I ain't gonna disagree with that.
Now, the bantamweight, the last fight on the main card, bantamweight Peter Yan versus Song Yadong.
Peter Yan. Peter Yan came out with the dub.
He needed that.
But he got it. Remember we talking about guys that start sliding and can't get a win. Yan got it. He had to work too. His song wasn't playing. But I felt like Peter Yan showed him who's boss though. He showed the veteran. He showed the ability to make adjustments because he was getting caught with the right. Made him feel him.
Right, bro.
He was catching
I'm not
Yan.
gonna lie. I thought Peter. That's what made me think that when they first announced this fight, in my mind I said, "Oh, this is over for Yan," because the power of Song Yadong is something different. And I was wondering if Peter was able to deal with that. But
have we seen Peter Yan knocked out yet?
True.
No. And that was on display. That chin was on display, and then his experience is on display. I mean, he made adjustments to the right hand. He was still getting caught, but you saw the adjustments, rolling a little bit, countering, grabbing when he had to. He just went out there, and firing back. Like, there's parts in this fight. You gotta remember, Peter Yan. Peter Yan is a champion, and he's still a champion. He may not be officially champion, but that dude is a champion. But it can go away. You could lose your confidence in there and not believe in yourself. We've seen it. I'm not gonna name names. We've seen it. Peter Yan was faced with a defeat, coming off of 3 straight losses. This kid was firing. Yan getting hit with right hands, and all you see is Yan do. You see his face kind of turn up and get angry and just start making adjustments, firing back. He was not going into the quiet night, bro. It seemed like at one point he's like, nah, I'm the boss.
Yeah,
I'm the boss. You know what I mean?
No, finish your point.
It's like he told him, yo, I'm the boss. You know what I'm saying? I'm still that guy. And he believes it. You know what I mean? So who knows what this means for Yan? Again, I'll allude back to maybe O'Malley not staying in the division. Mm-hmm. And if that is the case, I mean, but damn, he got roughed up by Marab, right? He's in the same. Yo, but, Peter Yan. You know what I'm about to say?
Finish it.
How about Peter Yan against Vera? How about Peter Yan against Vera? Yan already fought Sandhagen. Unless you want to throw him in there with Rob Font, but I think Vera. They fought on the same night. Vera's coming off a title shot. Why not?
And that will kind of pull him to another title in the station for title shot, because he wants it, because during the post fight he was already trying to press O'Malley, like he wants that run back. He wants that run, because he already felt that he was cheated. You know what I'm saying?
Decision. All right.
Yeah,
close decision.
In his mind, he got robbed, bro. He got robbed. In his mind, he got robbed, bro. So
I hear you. In his mind, he got robbed. They robbed him against Aljo. Shouldn't have lost the first time against Aljo. It's everything.
Yeah, he just from that illegal knee, bro.
He ain't been right since. But he got it right last night. He got it right last night. Peter Yan is back. I think he's back. I just is he gonna be a gatekeeper, bro?
Whoa,
is he gonna end up being a gatekeeper?
I like your who you think he should fight next? Which is Vera. You're right. Vera's a good choice for me. He should definitely fight Vera next.
Yeah,
Even
it's a
though
different matchup too, because he's beaten so many guys coming up in the bantamweights already, are already matched up against him. You know, fought everyone.
Yeah.
That's the guy he hasn't fought.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Even though I did say Vera should fight Cejudo, but according to you, Cejudo seems like he's not even interested in the division anymore. So you know what? I like that. That's a good. That's a good. Yeah. That'd be a good one. That'd be a good one. To me, Song Yong Dong should fight Pedro Munoz, bro.
Oh, Munoz, same Munoz that knocked out Cody Garbrandt and had the no contest against O'Malley, right?
Yeah.
That's what we talking about. Yeah, Munoz could fight. That'd be a good fight. They'll throw haymakers at it.
It'd be a goodie,
I'd be
bro.
like cockfighting or something. Yeah, them dudes gonna go in there flying. Yeah. That'd be high octane. That'd be high octane. Yeah. So without further ado, bro, huh?
Where we headed next? Tell me.
The battle. No, it was titled KO Chaos Friday night. Anthony Joshua against Francis Ngannou.
Down goes Frazier.
Man, down goes PFL. Francis. Down goes.
Really? Is that significant?
Nah. It's not that. I won't bring this up. But is it? But I think the question. Huh?
Say what you're gonna say. No,
I think the question is this it for Ngannou as far as boxing is concerned? Everybody's saying the right things. Oh, he'll be back, but will he?
I don't know. Well, that he have to ask that question for himself. But let me start with this, though. Do you believe that this takes away the allure of the baddest man on the planet?
Yeah. I always say to you, in entertainment, it's a very visual thing, an image thing. Like we perceive dominance. Remember we talked about Mazador and we talked about BMF, and I'm like, he cannot be the bad. I'm like, bro, and he just got like it just looks crazy. I can't amend that for Ngannou. Like it happened. Not only was it's the way it happened. He got outclassed and just dominated and knocked out. Like before the fight, we said, we never seen Ngannou hurt by a punch. Whoa. Well, we seen him get hurt by about 3 of them bad boys.
Bro.
3 of them.
Here's a follow-up to that. And this is a hypothetical before we get into the more serious parts of this conversation. Do you think the possibility, even though there probably was no, possibility that this fight even happening, but what I believe was the biggest fight that MMA could produce was Jon Jones versus Ngannou. Do you think his knockout takes away any it takes away any stock from that? It lowers the stock of that fight?
I think it lowers it in the moment. I think if the fight, let's say they sign tomorrow, it'll be big. It'll be huge again. I think in the moment, you're being a slave to the moment. I will say this, and I don't want to get too far off topic or jump ahead, but you know how I feel about guys that get knocked out.
They're never the same again. You never know what's
you don't really know how they're gonna recover from that. And Francis Ngannou got knocked all the way out,
bro.
It wasn't like he those are 3 devastating punches, bro.
Yeah, the last one was so violent. Yo, AJ is the patron saint of boxing now. No, he saved boxing. No, because questions was bothering them as to whether boxing was even a real sport. You had let's go back to how this whole thing started. You had one of the biggest producing boxing events. Mayweather, Conor,
Right, McGregor.
Mayweather considered the greatest technician in boxing history, if not one of the greatest. And you had a first timer lasting 10 rounds with this dude. That was the first inkling.
Yeah.
Then you had Tyson Fury, arguably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, heavyweight champ of all time.
Right.
You had another MMA fighter go in there on a whim his first time, and he's the one who had the only highlight, the only knockdown. Francis Ngannou had the only knockdown of Tyson Fury. And this is what people say, like, boxing is a scam. This conversation, conversation was bubbling. Like, people was really saying, like, yo, what's going on here? No one even believed that Tyson Fury won that fight. Even the way that the fight was scored.
Yeah. Ngannou won the event. He won the event.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, people say, like, yo, hold on. Is boxing even like, is boxing real? Real talk. People's questioning it. People starting to question the legitimacy of boxing. Joshua did to Francis Ngannou what people expected Mayweather to have done to Conor, and what Fury to have done to Francis.
Yeah.
When Francis hit the canvas, a breath of relief was heard by every boxing expert. Everyone who dedicated their life to the craft of boxing.
Yeah.
That relief was felt. Joshua was even it was even the way that the stoic reaction that Joshua had to the knockdown. It was like another day at the office, like, yo, y'all put me here with him, like, yo,
he's like, get my gloves, please. Like, cut my gloves, man. He
wasn't even jumping like he was so happy to. He's like, yo, okay, yeah, like, what else did y'all expect to happen?
Yeah, that it was you hit when you that visual of him just calmly going into his corner, taking while they're giving Ngannou oxygen on bruh. That was a statement, bro. That was kind of like, yo.
That was a win for boxing. That.
It does take away from yes.
I'm gonna say it again. Anthony Joshua is the patron saint of boxing. He saved the legitimacy of boxing because it was kind of becoming a circus show. He had to do it in Jake Paul, who I like what he's doing, but it was like. He basically said this is the only way that people bring attention to the sport. I gotta bring in retired MMA guys and beat them up for you guys to even pay attention to the boxing thing. It's becoming a circus, like and this is all being done in a heavyweight, the most prestigious weight class in combat sports.
Yeah, in the sport,
bro. Anthony Joshua. They should throw a parade for him right now, bro. When he goes to London, they should throw a parade for him, bro. Teddy Atlas, all of them, they should be throwing a parade for him, bro.
Teddy Atlas.
All of them, bro. He saved the legitimacy. He let it be known that this thing is a real craft.
Yeah. And you can't just come in here.
You can't just walk in here and feel you would have to wait.
Yep.
This is not a hobby. This is not a side thing you do.
Yeah.
This is the real deal.
Yeah.
And
you're right.
Shut it down.
I can't say it any better.
And this is coming off of when and this is what I love about Francis when during the press conference when he was going at it with Tyson Fury from the audience, where he said, like, yo, the rules of boxing is protecting you guys from what I can really do to you. That's what he was saying verbatim. Like, yo, if he was doing the octagon, you guys would be going like this.
Yeah.
The rules of boxing couldn't protect him from hitting that camera. Honestly, you get what I'm saying? Like, no, this was like really, like seriously, like he was really talking this junk. Like, yo, he was like, yo, listen, the rules of boxing is protecting you from me. This is what he's saying. Like, yo, you guys are lucky. He said, like, you guys are lucky that we're in the ring and not the octagon. Just be happy with boxing. Be happy with boxing.
Yeah. You
Josh
absolutely right.
Josh had to let him know, like, listen.
He humbled him. Yeah.
You humbled him, like Josh had to let him know, like, listen. The rules of boxing ain't protecting nobody.
Yo.
Bro,
go ahead, man.
Anthony Joshua is the patron saint of boxing. The patron saint of boxing, bro.
Yes, sir.
Patron saint.
Yo, I couldn't have said that any better.
Patron saint, he saved boxing. Bro.
Yo, yeah, Ngannou was feeling himself.
Philadelphia, they got. In Philadelphia, they got the statue of Rocky.
Yeah,
they didn't take that down and put Anthony Joshua up there, bro. They didn't put Anthony Joshua up there. Bro.
He was feeling himself. Ngannou was feeling himself, confident, cocky.
And why wouldn't?
No, absolutely.
Look what he has accomplished.
Bro, look how we had him. Like, you got him pound for pound, and I couldn't disagree with that. That's how
Bruh,
two sports.
He was literally the baddest man on the planet.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was the
so who's the baddest man on the planet right now?
Yo, bro.
Is the man to beat the man?
Bro, comment sports. What have you done for me lately? Anthony Joshua right now is the walking king, bro. Anthony Joshua, and like I said, his reaction, his stoic reaction, like, yo, what's next? Like, yo, he told the crowd, like, yo, this is nothing to celebrate. This is what else did y'all expect to happen? Once, like, he saved boxing, bro. He saved the legitimacy of boxing. He reminded us that boxing is a real sport. It's not no play.
Oh yeah. He did. He did. You absolutely right. I couldn't have said that any better, bro. That
it's not for play.
Yeah, man. That's you got to stylistically, and maybe Tyson Fury took a night off that night. Maybe he thought he had an easy one. Maybe.
And that raises the question. Was it? Remember, you brought up a point, and we always had this conversation that Joshua had tape to look at this time.
Yo.
Joshua had tape.
Yeah.
Could it be that? Could it also been that Tyson Fury didn't take Ngannou serious? Or could it be a little bit of both?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it goes deeper than that, because when everybody was wondering, I'm going back to the Conor Mayweather bout.
Mm-hmm.
When everybody was wondering how did Conor get so far into the fight with Mayweather, there was some people saying that Mayweather carried him, and people didn't believe it. Like, why would he carry him?
Yeah.
This knockout of Francis makes me double back. Like, maybe Mayweather was carrying Conor to make the spectacle.
Mm-hmm.
But this is Conor. This is Mayweather in his exhibition phase. He's not fighting real fights anymore. He's just doing it for the fun of it and to
right.
Like, this knockout cleared a lot of it really refreshed the confidence in the sport that boxing is.
Boxing is, yeah. The skills, the know-how. You can't just walk in here. Nah, you pay a price. You can't. Like, how they say, you play basketball, you play football, you play baseball, you can't play boxing, bro. Can't do it. Bro. Can't do it. You need to be either you in or you out. Either you in or you out. Knocked out.
So it's a thing, though. You did bring up if Francis may return. If he does return, who you think he should take on next?
This gets interesting, because there's money involved. Because there's money involved, and he does have a high profile. But you see, did some of the money get lost 2 nights ago?
What do you mean?
I mean, with Ngannou going down in that way, what exactly happened? Like, does everybody else kind of, does his stock take that big of a hit where nobody kind of touches him in boxing? I mean, the bigger names?
That's a good question.
Because now that becomes the standard. If you Wilder and you don't knock, this is the standard, bro. You see Ngannou, he go down. So now there's pressure. Ngannou come in the ring, you don't knock him out. That's that. What's going on?
They're looking at you like, yo, what you been doing?
Exactly. So I mean, it depends. Is the risk worth the reward in a sense? Is the pressure worth the reward? That's a lot of pressure.
That's a good question.
You know what I'm saying? So I there's so much to unpack here. And is Ngannou gonna take on? Is Ngannou gonna fight in the PFL before he gets back in the boxing ring? Which is a question you brought up. That was a question you were kind of asking. I think he's gonna, And bro, what happens there? What happens there? Is Ngannou the same guy? Now he hasn't fought a mixed martial arts fight since Cyril gone. That would be more than 2 years or 2.5 years. Coming off a knockout, he's been separated from completely knocked out. The look on Ngannou's face of just not confident and just resonated, bro. Yeah. So does that carry into his next fight? Now that he knows he's not that guy. He's not that guy. You can say does he have that Peter Yan in him? You got that Peter Yan? Nah, not tonight. Nah. I don't care what you could do. Nah. You got that Peter Yan in him. You know what I mean? I don't know, bro. I would like to see him in Wilder, but I think this knockout, it's a bad knockout. And I think maybe they're not gonna want to touch him. I think maybe they're not gonna want to touch him because Wilder and these dudes, they make money. Wilder could get in there with Joshua right now and make $1 zillion. So the mandate for Ngannou, you know what I'm saying?
To your point, that's how you don't lose in combat sports. You don't lose. When you lose, you're at the mercy of the vultures.
Oh yeah,
the mercy of the fate.
Yeah, you take that L, all bets are off, man. But you gotta take the risk too. That's how Ngannou got to the spot in the first place. He took the risk.
Let's be real. Let's put it out there. He did win $20 million. Everyone gets knocked at him and walk away $20 million. Oh, yeah. So let's put that out there. Let's
$20 million, a PFL deal, got millions for fighting Fury in the first place, and Ngannou's winning.
He got 10 for Fury, 20 from Joshua. That's 30 in all. He has accumulated what's called generational wealth, which means he never has to work another day in his life, and his family doesn't have to work another day in their lives. Yeah. He has won.
And he got some PFL money too.
And he got some. We're not even talking about the PFL money.
We ain't even talking about that. And the PFL money initially was valued as so much higher than the UFC. And we not even counting that. And this is what, triple, quadruple. How much? You talking about? Because the PFL was what, 5 to 8 mil? 5 mil? And you telling me he just made 30? That's crazy.
Can't be mad. Yo, he be alright, man. He be alright.
He'll bounce back. So what's next for Joshua?
I mean, we gotta see how the fight between Fury and York turns out.
You think that's okay? But remember, he lost to Usyk twice already. He didn't fight Fury yet, but he lost it twice to Usyk.
Which is why the promoter what's my man name?
Eddie Hearn.
Oh, my man, Eddie Hearn. He was pushing like, your Fury, please win, so that we could see who beat. Because you're right. Because
that'll be a whole lot of money. That'll be a whole lot of money.
But I still, but if Fury loses to Usyk, well, they gotta fight twice. From what Fury said, they have to fight twice.
Yeah, yeah.
So Josh has time to relax and just watch to see how it goes down. Because if each one of them win one apiece, I could imagine going to a trilogy and Josh will have more time to just sit back and focus on himself and train.
What if Joshua? No ink to pen, but what if Joshua on this high? Because this is back-to-back fights for Joshua, and they initially they were putting everybody on the same card so that Wilder could fight Joshua to begin with.
I remember that. Like $600 million. I told you that.
Oh yeah. So what if while all of this, we gotta wait a zillion years for these two to fight? What if in the middle of that, Joshua takes on Wilder? Because regardless of what happened in Wilder's last fight, that's still the biggest money fight to make.
But
I think that's
but that's the point, because the fight that Joshua had against Ngannou, that was supposed to be the fight against Wilder, but Wilder lost.
right.
So why would they make the fight now? When it was going to make the fight, but the money was that real. On Friday, they could have made the fight anyways.
So let me ask you straight up. You think Anthony Joshua would make more fighting Ngannou than Deontay Wilder?
If that wasn't the case, then why didn't they just make the fight?
I don't know. But he lost. Sometimes, sometimes what happens is when a guy loses, if this is similar to a guy could lose a fight, right? And I'm not saying that the loss is forgotten, but the longer you go away from that loss, like the person kind of gets some stock back in a way. Can actually get some stock back as long as Wilder didn't get knocked out. That didn't happen. He got outclassed.
But for him to get stock, like, wouldn't he have to come off? Wouldn't he have to win another fight first to get some stock?
More stock. More stock. But if they booked Wilder and Joshua right now, it would make more than what they made for Ngannou.
I'm not saying people may watch it, but I don't see the justification. The reason I don't see them doing it because there seems, because again, the fight that we seen on Friday.
He just fought Ngannou. He just fought Ngannou.
No, but that wasn't supposed to be the case. It was supposed to be Joshua and Wilder.
But now you can get Wilder too.
But what was stopping him the first time from doing it?
I don't know. Maybe Wilder lost.
So it's the same. It's the same law. That's my point.
Yeah, but at the same time, bro. So what I'm trying to say is, Usyk and Fury is not happening until May because of the cut. So you're talking about May, then them fighting again after that. So we talking about that's 2024, bro. That's 2024. In the meantime, if Joshua fought already in October, flipped it, comes around in March, maybe he wants to stay active. And who's not gonna watch this fight?
I feel you. I mean,
why not? I think if Joshua fights Wilder, it's gonna outshine Usyk and Fury. It's gonna outshine it. It's not more significant, but I'm talking about as far as in the odds. If we're gonna talk about legitimacy, fighting Ngannou, and this is not hindsight, fighting Ngannou is not necessarily a legitimate. How do you say this? It's not more legitimate in the boxing world than him fighting Wilder.
It wasn't, but they still decide to go that route because of the Wilder loss.
Right. Well, I say they fight Wilder anyway. If anything, I think the Wilder loss is gonna make Joshua more comfortable getting in the ring with Wilder.
They're gonna have to figure out some kind of justification, some sort of gymnastics.
No, they do not.
You don't think so?
Nope.
Just make it happen.
Remember, don't forget this. Anthony Joshua just lost twice to Usyk. This is the same Joshua was believed to be the same Joshua that got knocked out by Ruiz when that was not supposed to happen.
It was not.
So you want to talk about people with what? Ruiz wasn't even on the. Ruiz was a replacement fight. He looked like the Doughboy. Whipped Joshua ass, bro. In front of everybody. Dropping them all over the place. Send them back on a plane to England. The memes, it was crazy, bro. Nah. The two heavyweight champions, they fighting. Joshua ain't got nothing to do with that equation. And he not gonna have nothing to do with that equation for the rest of 2024. Deontay Wilder don't got a chance partner. And that's the fight that everybody wanted to see from the grit. From the grit. Belts are not. Yeah, the belts add to it. Belts are not. That's the fight that everybody wanted to see anyway.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening, man. If anything,
If it don't happen, it's only because Wilder probably just don't. At this point, he may not have confidence in himself. I don't know. He didn't really look good in his last fight. So if it don't happen, it's be because of that. But if they agree to terms, I can see them agreeing to terms, bro. And that fight happening. That's a lot of money, bro. And that's a lot of interest. Because you could easily say the next guy gets the title shot. Right now, Joshua getting the next title shot. That's cool. I mean, I just seen him lose to Usyk twice. Now, if Fury wins, there's a matchup. But Usyk might be Fury, bro. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, Usyk is nice. Like, that's a toss-up. That fight is a whole toss-up, bro. So
I mean, that would probably be the only reason to justify a Wilder Joshua fight. If the beats Fury, then they have Joshua and Wilder fight to see who will get that title shot.
Yeah, but they could just put them in there. It don't, bro. No matter how much times between him and Joshua, Joshua done lost his. Come on, bro. Joshua done lost to people that. All of this, like you said, I guess is what have you done for me lately for the common fan. Good, bro. This is the same Joshua. He just fought Ngannou, bro. It's the same dude. It's the same dude.
Yeah, but
same guy.
Don't make it seem as if his last fight before the Ngannou fight was the 2 losses against Usyk. He had some wins after that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like.
Who he beat?
Who he beat?
Who did he beat? If you don't know, say you don't know, because that would make my point.
Now I know the names.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Joshua's the reason why Tyson Fury right now is regarded as the lineal heavyweight champion of the world is because he fought the killers, bro. He beat Klitschko. He beat Wilder. And now he getting into it with Usyk. Joshua was supposed to fight Wilder, never fought him. Then end up getting knocked out by Ruiz. Next thing that happened. Inside, over there in Europe, he's all right. Over here, we just looking like same guy. Same dude. He been getting stunned by dudes that's not. Don't get me wrong. Joshua good, bro. Don't get me wrong. But he's susceptible to lose fights that you wouldn't have thought he would have lost. That's who he's been, bro. So he's been. He's still that guy. He's just way more polished than Ngannou. Way more polished, bro. But I get the optics of it. I think that Wilder fight might come off. And when it comes off, niggas ain't gonna be talking about his last fight like that. If that fight gets signed, nobody's really gonna be talking about that like that. They're gonna bring it up as far as like analyzing the fight, but as far as the fight he shouldn't be fighting because he look. I mean, people not gonna say that.
Alright.
Yeah, bro.
Good it did then. Alright.
Yeah, bro.
Well, there you guys have it. You see 299 in the aftermath of the Francis Joshua bout. Put in the comments what you think should happen next for Joshua. Do you think he should fight Wilder next, or do you think he should wait for the results of Fury and Usyk? What about all the other picks we made against all the main eventers on UFC 299? Who you think they should take on next? Do you agree with our proposals? Please like, share, subscribe, hit notification button when we come up with more shows. Hit up our Instagram. Until next time, this is Fighting Words with Kev and Shelz. I'm Shelz.
Kev, A-Count Sports.
And we out. Peace.
Yeah.